How every morning starts. Cup of coffee. And away we go. Hope you enjoy the video. So what we have here is the old brake booster that obviously has been modified to work in this car. I don't know what it's off of. We're actually changing it to a nice chrome unit with a smaller booster and a Wilwood style master cylinder. But that being said, I need these brackets, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them off. Obviously, I'm bouncing all over the place. I've got a tilt front end now. Now I'm starting on the firewall. I've still got to do the rear end and all, but as I get geared up to do things, I might as well be piddling with this other stuff because it all comes into play. I've actually been doing my homework on the gauge packages. These are actually 5 inches across. Autometer makes a 5-inch multi-gauge that will fit in there so that I can replace these. And I'm going to use the original pods that were in the dashboard, so it should be pretty slick. My Autometer tachometer is 5-inch, so that'll be going in here. And then I haven't decided on the shift light. I really don't need one, but if I can make the clock work, I'll leave the clock in. If I can't make the clock work, I might come up with something trick using the outer face and just have the shift light in the very middle. But we'll see about that in the future videos. But right now, I'm just going to play with some little stuff. Just some stuff that you got to accomplish, but before you really have all your coffee in the morning, it's something to do to get geared up for the day. So I started cutting out the rocker, and there's nothing left. Thankfully I have a piece, but there's a little bondo in this old girl. It goes all the way up to, oh, there's the tire. So we're gonna have to deal with that, but I think we'll deal with that later. Right now I want to get the rockers in. Obviously, we'll put some new floors in. We've got it pretty much cleaned out to where I can find some good metal. The other side, yeah, pretty much the same way. If I were Fred Flintstone, it'd only take a little bit more before I could go ahead and run this car, but I'm not. A little hole up here in the inner fender. Got to fill that before I upholster and all, so we're just kind of plugging away. I'm not going to bore you with how to put a rocker in. There's a right way, and then there's the way I'm doing it. So probably ought to watch somebody that does it the right way. Okay, so one more quick one as I bop along. I have big holes, and I did decide to go ahead and make it a little flat. So this is the old heater box where the heater core was, and it fits across the front of there. So I made a pattern out of cardboard for the sides, like this. And then I cut it out on a piece of sheet metal, like this. Now I'll go ahead and dress it up, get the holes in it, get it mounted, and then we'll paint it all black, and well, it'll look like somebody put a piece of tin on a firewall. There you have it. One more step, all sorts of little things happening. I did get the gauge pods disassembled and painted. We're going with the copper. It's about the same color it used to be, so we're going with those. Then the old gauge just wasn't going to happen, so I have an Autometer tachometer, which conveniently is almost the same diameter. So I have bought clear plastic Lexan lenses to put in, and then I will attach that. And I also have a 5-inch Autometer 4-gauge cluster, kind of like this one, that'll go in the other one. So I'll have my temperature, fuel, oil pressure, and what did I miss? And the other one, voltage, all in one gauge. Onward and upward, we continue on with the project. I'll be back in a while. Okay, so I've gone ahead and just tacked her kind of in place with a few self-tapping screws. You can start to see I've trimmed off the top edge so it kind of matches the curve. These are little drains from the hood. These are actually drains from the cowl, because underneath there is a vent door that I can open to vent fresh air through, but that has to drain, obviously. I do have a pinhole back there I've got a spot weld. That kind of gives you an idea. Pretty quick it'll all be black caulked in, and we'll get that all attached in place. I'll be doing another video soon, and we'll start on assembling stuff. So here we go. Enjoy your day. I know I'm going to enjoy mine until something goes wrong. Bye. So there you go. Flat flywheel. Flywheel. Flat firewall. Been a long day. I know I'm going to take some flack for it being screwed on, but I just don't have the time to spot weld it all the way in and stitch it all the way around. So it's going to be black. The firewall's going to be black. And if that's really what you're looking at, well, then I didn't succeed with the whole build, because at least I made it there. Okay, we've gone ahead and removed the windshield, and we're cleaning up the track, getting ready for a new one. It's got a little rust in the top up there, but we'll deal with that. We'll OSPO it, clean it up. In the meantime, while it's out, we're going to go ahead and sand the dashboard. Put a nice new coat of paint on that thing. Make it purty. Put a couple little speakers in those holes. Cover up the center hole. And just make her nice and clean. So once again, mistakes were made. I've gone ahead and painted this. But while I was sanding and painting and videoing, I left the radio on. And YouTube doesn't want to play that. So basically what this is hammered copper. I don't know if you can get a good look. It's actually a copper color. It's kind of close to what it originally was. Just has a little bit more texture to it. Looking to keep away from reflecting right into my eyeballs.